now we're doing the chain. So Fleetwood Mac classic from the Rumours album, of course. I think I'm noticing about these YouTube videos, it takes a little while for people to catch on. I guess that it comes up in the notifications, and then you know, so that minute in seems to kick off. But anyway, this one's going to be a little bit interesting to do because it's got some acoustic guitar part. It's got obviously the, you know, the famous electric riff that kind of rips through halfway 3 minutes in. So the kind of the difficulty of this kind of part is the is getting the detail in the little finger picking-y sort of stuff. That's the hardest bits to get clear, and then try and figure out the fingering and where it might be and all of that sort of stuff. So okay, so in the right hand speaker, at least it's right for me, I need to check that my speakers are the right way around. I think it's the right speaker. There's this probably a dobro. One of my speakers is definitely going a bit dicky. Hang on, I need to do a little. That's not working at all. I don't know if it's the cable or the speaker. I think it's the cable. Yeah, there's definitely something really bad going on here. But anyway, I'm going to struggle on regardless. That's just so annoying. Well, I'm going to try and... Sorry, mate. What's going on with that speaker? Why is it not? This is no good. And I need it because I need to hear both speakers at the same time. What's going to happen? Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. This is highly unprofessional to be having to muck around with speakers in it. And I would just soldier on, but the problem is that this speaker is going to be the electric guitar part coming out in a second. So I need to figure out what the hell has happened to it and why it might be being dicky. So just give us a second. Do the old professional trick of trying to turn it on and off. Might work, might not. Sounds really farty. You know what it is? We had a power cut here the other day, and I reckon that when the power cut is jolt, I mean, it shouldn't have. It's going through a conditioner and everything. I'm going to have to listen in mono when that time comes. God, that's such a pain in the bum. I'm not going to change speaker cables live, so that would be really stupid. Anyway, okay. Sorry for the wonky start, everybody. I'll get onto it now. So, where was I? And I need to turn that down a little bit so you can actually see what's going on. Can you hear that? How farty that is? It seems to be alright when I play loud. Maybe it's just a rock and roll speaker and it only likes likes it when it's loud. Anyway, so this is the kind of thing where I normally, so I know roughly what it is, but to make sure I get it right, I'm knocking it back to half speed. It's got two of the same note. Unless we're in a different tuning. Man, that speaker's really on its last legs. What's just happened? It's not really happening, is it? Okay, I'm just going to have to go with one monitor for now because I'm not putting up with that. I've turned it off and turned it on again, and I think there's something's blown in it. So I need to turn the track to mono as well, otherwise I won't hear most of the bits, which is going to suck because it's actually going to make it a lot harder to transcribe. But anyway. I think what's going on, but there's another note there. Then it's played again. Then the two notes. Okay, so I think it might be in the fingering. See, this is where you get, it's kind of like detective work, because you can hear this played, then you can hear this played quietly, then this played loudly, and then that played loudly, and I'm trying to think, well, how would I play that one twice? But I might do it if I went thumb, one, thumb, one. I'm not saying that's what it is, because I'm still in detective mode, going on with the notes. And I think there's a bass note with the kick, the bass note of the chord with that kick drum, but I can't 100% tell. After that hammer on. But it's hard to hear exactly what it is. But definitely the first part's the same. Do, da, da, da. And then the maybe on the bass note. Do, da, da, hammer on. What is that afterwards? Sounds like it's just that. Bass note and that octave again. I'll just sometimes I write little notes for myself on my transcription and just say like question mark, is that what it is? Okay, let's see. Okay, so there's lots of variations here. So it's one of those things. Another one of those things I have to debate as a teacher is how much detail do I go in? You know, it looks like Keith's back. Hello, Keith. Happy New Year, fella. Hope you're doing well. Keith used to moderate a couple of the live chat things, and he's just appeared out of nowhere to help with the moderation. Thank you very much, mate. Always appreciate your help. Where was I? Yeah, is trying to decide how many of the mild changes to consider teaching, or because sometimes it makes it harder for me and harder for you if I go into too much detail, And then you can hear that other guitar go in at the same time in there. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. And this is that other problem now of being stuck in blinking mono, having a speaker down. What I might do is just listen to one speaker actually. So this is another little trick. I'm trying to help out as much as I can while I do this, but I can't do too much of this sort of chat because then won't get any transcribing done. But often listening to one speaker at a time, definitely if you're listening to like AC/DC or something like that, then you need to be listening to the individual speakers, not always just the whole thing, because, well, it'll make clear the parts to you. Now it sounds like there's an alternating bass thing. There definitely is. Do da do da 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 do da do da da da. Is doing this. This is important. One, two, and that's together on 4. 1. Again, there's another note in there. So you've really got to have your ears on. If you listen, you got to listen closely. And here, I'm just listening to this tiny little bit. Do da do da do da. So I'm hearing that there's another note in there, which is the fourth fret on the third string, played. Often if you listen to stuff and you hear the rhythm, do-ba-do-da, do-ga-do-da. Ah. So now I'm starting to go like, where else is this, you know, this technique of continuous thumb moving on? That's, you know, that's probably going to be a bit of a player in other parts of it where I didn't really hear that that's what was going on before. Now I'm probably going to rethink those earlier parts to see if that's happening more. There is a little strum happening at the end of the fourth bar. Chi. He's a little strum with the first finger. Ah. There. Ching. Sorry, that was early. There. Again, the great thing for you guys to be doing would be to watch what I'm doing here and the way I'm doing it, and then go and listen to the same track again and listen out for the same stuff if you're trying to get your transcribing ear on. Anyway. Oh. Okay, so what's happening here, and this is where it's, again, I'm not trying to make excuse. This kind of tune's kind of difficult to teach because it's real similar, and to write it down really carefully, exactly what's going on, like i.e. if I was doing like a transcription book or something, then the detail level takes a long time, very difficult to teach, very difficult to learn. I kind of think that you should be transcribing stuff like that yourselves. It's in a different tuning. If it's in open E. Sorry. And now that becomes a little bit more of a pain. Because I've already transcribed it. it's all because of this. I heard that one thing, this lick. That makes it even harder. See, this is this detective stuff that... Sure if it's in open E or not. Listen to the wind blow. Now I'm thinking it's not, because this second chord. Listen to the wind blow. There now. Oh, see, this is hard now. Just listening to the speaker, hang on. Run in the shadows, damn your love, damn your life. It's amazing how different the left and rights are. Here we go. Okay, so this little bit here is like a tuning giveaway. There's a few chords, and the bigger the chord, the more usually obvious it or helpful it is to figure out what the tuning is. It's quite possibly some of you know this already and go, oh my god, it's in open E and this guy's so hopeless, but you know, you never know, and I'd rather try and figure it out on my own if I can. Again, okay, I'm going to knock it back in half speed to hear what notes are going on. Open E tuning is not one of my strong points, for sure. Okay, that sounds like a kind of chord I should figure out. Yeah, no, I'm not in open tuning here. possible. No. See, I'm looking for like an easier way of gripping this, particular note. Not convinced it's in open tuning though. It seems to be making it more complicated. So I'm going to go back to standard. In fact, I'm going to use that wonderful thing called a tuner, because I've been a bit all over the place with this song so far, so I'd rather get myself back properly in tune than just muff it up. See, sometimes it's not all fun and games, so some of you just watch me doing that Beatles one going like, oh yeah man, he does it so quickly, he must be cheating or something, but it's not. It's just ones that, when you transcribe a lot of stuff, you get fairly used to kind of obvious patterns, and you can kind of hear them. When you hear it on the record, you can just kind of know where it is, but things like this are a little bit different, a bit odd. What's happened there? I was just going like, that ain't right. I hadn't tuned my D string correctly. I'm like, this fingering doesn't make any sense. And this is still out of tune, so that's a G sharp. Crikey. You'd think I'd learn how to tune a guitar after 20 years or whatever, 30 years or more. Ridiculous number. I don't even want to contemplate. Anyway. Ah. And now my ears decided to stop working. Now we might get somewhere. Dropping the D and putting the capo on, so I still get the low note. See, it took a little while, you know, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I got there in the end. So I was kind of on the right path of the tuning and hearing the notes played together and da da da. But now that I've got this far, that it's dropped. Now. Straight away, because that's where all of those and that makes the second part of the song make sense as well. Okay, so I'll just scrap what I had at the top, and we're in drop D, capo 2. Now we might start making some progress, ladies and germs. Okay. See what we come up with. This isn't too boring for you. It's probably I can imagine it being of mixed interest depending on whether you're into transcribing or not, but I guess it's probably good for even a beginner to see that it's what's involved, and that, you know, it's not just, for most people, it's not really just, you know, a walk in the park where you just sit down and do this stuff and it's really easy. You know, it takes time and practice. You know, and that transcribing, I think, is a really great skill. It teaches you lots of things, not just about the actual music itself. Not just about the notes itself, but about the feel and the, you know, what's going on, because you have to listen harder, so you end up picking up more of the subtle things that I think are pretty important. Second, boom, that's going to be now the first fret of the capo. So, just so you get an idea, that sort of transcription, that's what it looks like now. So I scrapped all that stuff out at the top, and now I've decided that's the tuning, and I'm just writing it in tab. I'm not doing anything more fancy than that, just a rough tab, so I've got a bit of a vibe, something to remember. So if I ended up stopping because my daughter needs some attention or something, and I end up stopping for whatever reason, I've got a record of it, you know, because my memory's not that great, you know. Mistake in that tab that I held up to the screen in case anyone noticed. Okay, now back to that little bit that. So it's doing a few variations of that around the top. Probably before I do a lesson, I'll look at all of the bits that I've got and decide something a little bit more like, you know, a kind of a standardized version, which I know for some people won't like, but like I've said before, people that are really good that can work it out for themselves, they can go into as much detail. I need to do a slightly simplified version for most people most of the time. Okay, now let's get to this. Okay, let's see where we get to. No, that's such a great, just that one little bit is worth. Come on. Okay, so I'm just going to put some repeats in there. If you're doing transcribing yourself, don't be afraid to just write something, like write words to describe what's going on. I've just written a bar there, and I've just written repeats, question mark. So I know that things are repeating around, but it's not set. And then I'm going to write down that one little, and again, I'm just going to write end, so I know that that's the... It's funny, isn't it? Such a great... That just by itself, that's just a great little nugget. Okay, let's see now where we get to on the next section. Oh, stop, give me a selection of loop. Listen to the wind blow. So that's riff. Ever so slightly. 3 and 2. I think. Yeah. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 5. Just double checking. That'll be 6. Okay, so this is just a G chord. Because we're in drop D, we can't have that the note on the 3rd fret, so 2 frets. Make a type of C chord. Wrong one. Lovely pattern. Man, these guys could play guitar. I don't care much for this new fandangle complicated stuff. This is how you do it. this little part. I'll give it them. Okay, then there's the cool riff. So I'm not sure I can keep going for this because I've also got to do some parroting duty today. Mondays are a bit of a mix for me. I do a bit of admin-y, boring stuff in the morning and then work a little bit and then try and give the missus a little bit of a break if I can. And well, not just give her a break. It's great fun playing with my daughter, you know. Almost as much fun as playing guitar. So I'm just going to figure out, I think, this top end, and then I'll come back and do a second section where I work out that thing, which I can play because I've heard it 20 gazillion times like everyone else, and I can find the notes easy enough. I haven't actually figured it out if that's how it's played. In fact, it's actually not played on guitar, it's played on bass anyway, isn't it? Let me have another little playthrough. Okay. Okay, let's have that same section again. Crikey, how professional am I? There we go. Oh, I know, a D minor. That was what I just heard. So let's go from there. B flat to D minor to B flat to C, stop. that's going to have to stay for part 2. That little from a kind of a D sus2 doing the sharp 5, which gives us this kind of G minor over D, I guess you'd call it. Okay, I'm going to need a second page though for the chain, and I'll come back and do that after I've had some lunch. 2 of, that's 1 of. Really good thing to do is always mark your transcription pages in the top corner with 1/, and then when you finish the transcription, write how many pages there actually are. Otherwise, it's very easy to lose track of everything. I just need to make a note of that. At the end of this section is this D sus2 0 0 0 2 3 0 to G minor over D 0 0 3 3 0, and I will come back and finish the chain. It might be today, might not be. Depends on how my day goes. I've also got a bunch of other stuff to do, working on the new website and stuff like that. So it seems like, because I just did another video transcribing guitar, While My Guitar Gently Weeps. It is Monday, so you got to be kind to me, right? And it seems like the comments haven't stuck around. So my intention was, because like on Facebook videos and stuff, after you finish the video, you can see the comments, so I can go back and check and see if there was stuff asked that I wanted to respond to. But it looks like on YouTube that isn't the case, so I'm really sorry if you've asked a question and I'm not able to answer you here now. But if you go and ask the question on the video now, I'll try and check in later on to see if I can answer a few questions in the next session. So I hope that was useful. Crikey, that was nearly an hour just to transcribe the first bit of that song. I mean, I had to practice it as well, see? You know, it's not like I'm just working it out. I'm working it out, and I'm working on the little bits and trying to develop my own technique to be able to play the stuff. Because obviously I need to be able to play it at a reasonable level before I attempt to teach it to you. So hope you're having an awesome week, and I will see you all very soon. I'm going to try and do a lot more of this live transcribing stuff, and a lot more just general Q&A stuff when I've got a little bit of time. So let's see what happens. I will speak to you all very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.